Okay, Kieran, so we've had a couple of difficult defeats recently, conceding a few goals, but today at the derby, we win. We beat Calne 4-0. Tell us how you and the lads are feeling right now.
Yeah, really dominant display from the first whistle to the last. Probably the best performance that we've had since I've taken over. I know we've been on a long unbeaten run in the league up until Saturday. We had a disappointing result in the FA Cup. We had a very disappointing result and performance on Saturday, and we put it right today with a really, really good win. Like I said, one of my favourite performances from the team and the lads since I've come in, and dominated in the derby from start to finish, and just a really, really pleasing afternoon. When things go really, really well and really right for you as a manager, for your backroom staff, your team, your supporters, and everyone around the club, it's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling because there's a lot of people that do lots of work behind the scenes around the football club. So when it's derby day, I feel that little bit of extra pressure to produce something for all of those people, and I'm glad that we all did today.
Over the past couple of games when it's not been going right for us, you've hinted at maybe the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect the performance. Did today's performance, did the result today reflect the performance, or was it a closer game?
I think it could have been more. It could have been 5 or 6. I honestly don't think Brownie has had one save to make the whole game, and they will be disappointed with their performance today. I'm sure of it. They're a very good side, but we were just absolutely tremendous today from start to finish, from 1 to 11, all my 3 subs that came on, the attitude of the boys that didn't get on today, just brilliant. It's only one game of football, but it's really nice in a derby to come away with the 3 points, and it's just a great reaction after the disappointment of Saturday. Briscoe and Thrupp are a very good side, and they're going to be challenging for the title. We're not quite ready at that level yet, but with more performances like that, we'll see us towards that top 10, that top 8, where we probably are. The thing for me now is that performance has laid down a marker for me. There is no point just turning on in a derby. We need to consistently put in those types of displays and those types of performances. And hopefully that's a turning point for us. We've had a really, really good start to the season. We've won 4 games now. We've drawn 1 and we've lost 1. It is important that we don't just dip in and out of form. We don't just turn up for a few games and then have a really disappointing result. And then we turn up for another game, and then a week later, we drop below that level again. The best teams at this standard and above, where we want to be in the future, turn in really good performances week in, week out. And we haven't done that consistently enough this season. We've had some really good results, but that today was a marker for me, as I've said, for performances and results moving forward. If you put in that sort of effort and that sort of dominance, that sort of hunger and desire to get 3 points, I know it's a derby, so you always get that extra spice, then we've got a chance of doing something really good at this football club in the future. Maybe not this season, but over the course of this season, the next season, we start building really good foundations around the football club in the last 18 months. And I felt like today it was almost sort of a realisation that things are really moving in the right direction. There's a lot of people in around the club today said that we haven't beaten Calne in the league since 2014. To do that in front of the South Bank and a really good crowd was really nice feeling for me, and the boys enjoyed it after. And it's just something that I'd like to see more of. Just not just knocking past results and doing okay, but turning up and just blowing teams away like we had today. I know, like I said, there was extra spice in that derby and things. There was a little hangover from last year. Like, social media can be a double-ended sword. Sometimes it's really good to promote your football club and get loads of good media in. I talk to you if we win, I talk to you if we lose. But there's a couple of things that obviously went on last season when our game got called off or cancelled from the COVID isolations, and the boys didn't forget that today. They kept that inside them, and they've been waiting to let that out for a while. So it's a really, really good performance from a really good group that we've got. And if you just think to where this football club was when I took over to where it is now, I think it's been really, really positive steps of improvement, and we're nowhere near the finished article. I know that, and there's going to be lots of times where we come up against teams like we did on Saturday that we get well beat. But, we're moving in the right direction, and it's stepping stones to where I want us to be.
And talk me through your substitutions today, because at the point we were 2-3-0 up, many teams, including us in the past, have taken our foot off the gas. But you brought on Luke Ballinger, James Vincent, all forwards. Was your game plan before the game to try and score as many goals? Because it's not something we've seen since that Hallen game at the start of the season.
This is probably the first time, though, I've almost had a full squad. And no injury worries, no suspensions. I was a squad of 18 to pick from today. So I could go as full strength as possible today. And people produced really good performances in a really nice shape. We played some really good football. Lewis Powell was probably my man of the match today. That's the best performance I've seen from him since he's joined the football club. He was absolutely superb, worked his socks off, created some really good opportunities. And he just sort of ran out of steam around 70 minutes. So instead of reverting back to maybe a flatter 3, just brought Bally on to keep the press high when they were playing out from the back, which seemed to work as well, even when he came on. Matty Morris has been, unfortunately, out with COVID, so it got to about 60, 65, 70 minutes for him. And he looked like he ran out a little bit of puff, but he had a really, really good performance, a lot of assists, and got himself a goal. So we can just freshen it up and bring Jimmer on to just keep running in behind them. And a special mention to Matt Swan, who made his debut today, got himself a debut goal as well. That was a change that we had to make early because of Brandon's hamstring injury. Hopefully he's not out for too long. But Swanee's debut, I know there's a lot of fuss around him signing for the football club. I've wanted him for a long, long time. And you could see why today. Tireless performance. I know he come on in literally like the first minute. So that's as good a debut as you're going to see from someone of that young age. He's taken a step up a level, didn't look out of place, took his goal really well, and he was another one. Him and Paolo are probably up there with my man of the matches today. I know that Nathan Davis has been exceptional since he signed for us, and it was another really good performance, and he got the sponsors man of the match. But for me, Paolo and Swanee today, along with everyone, it's the perfect team performance. But those two today were standout performers for me. Higgs got himself another 2 goals today, took his goals really well. Defensively, Jayden come back in after missing Saturday, and we look a lot more of a solid unit with him in the side, just more of a natural sweeper in behind Stocks who can go and win his headers. It was just a nice feeling to, like, when I was sat down doing the team this morning, that I could almost pick my perfect 11, and that hasn't been able to be the case so far this season. We've had lots of injuries, lots of suspensions, and we've muddled through and done really, really well. And now we can start kicking on with a full squad and a hungry appetite and a marker that we've set ourselves from this performance today.
And the lads have a little bit of a break now before we return to FA Vars action against Follen Sports, a team that are in good form at the moment and look very dangerous. What's your plan going into that one? You must be feeling quite positive after today's performance. Yeah,
and the FA Vars is, like I said in a couple of interviews, is almost like our version of the FA Cup or our Champions League, if you like. So it's a really good one for the boys. If you get a good Vars run together, it makes some amazing memories for lads and squads in clubs over the years. And I've been lucky enough to be part of some really successful days in the Vars. So if we can have a good Vars run, fantastic. But Folland have started really well. I've kept an eye on their league form. I don't think they've lost a game yet, so it's going to be a really tough test. But the FA Vars is a free hit for us. You're not really expected to win the Vars. The league is our bread and butter. But it's nice to have now maybe a week or 10 days off now. We'll get in, we'll train once or twice. We've got a good social plan for this Saturday that we haven't had a chance to do yet. So it's a chance for the boys just to relax for a little bit, pick up any treatment they need over the next 10 days, let their hair down Saturday, and then start preparing for the FA Vars the week after.
And finally, I know it's incredibly early in the season, but do you have a rough idea now of where you think we'll be in the table come the end of the season?
It's hard. It's hard to say. I know that we've got a lot of lads that have been there and done it, so to speak, at our level. Like myself, I've won promotions and been part of playing teams that have won Western Leagues and Western Prems in cups and things like that. So we've got a good pedigree in the changing room, but you've got to remember that I'd probably say like 6 or 7 of those lads are coming to almost not the end of their footballing careers, but at this level, they've got lads who are 33, 34, 32, 33, 34. So to do that again at that stage of their career is going to be really, really tough. It's nice to have the experience. It really is. And the characters. But sometimes I think that some of the names get lost a little bit in translation with the expectancy from maybe myself a little bit at times, but some people around the club think, we've got a Higdon, a Ballinger, a Morris, someone like that we're automatically expected to challenge. But it's going to take us a little while. So I think if we could aim for around the top 10, the top 8 around Christmas time, and just be in touching distance with the playoffs and give us something to play for, and that little sniff of a nice promotion playoff place. That would be really, really exciting for the football club. But back-to-back promotions for a club like Corsham is probably not achievable. We just don't have the resources to do that in a minute. But I think that we'll give everything and try to do that. Everyone wants to be playing in the top half of the league. I don't think we'll be anywhere near challenging for the title. But if we can just get in and around that top 8 going into December, January, and have that sniff of the playoffs, then that would be an amazing achievement for myself, and that would be exceeding expectations, I would imagine, for this season. So if we can stay hungry, we can keep some of the more important lads fit and healthy. Who knows? It's exciting again. Like I said, some days we're gonna lose 4-1, in some games we're gonna win 4-0. That's just the nature of the squad that I've got at the minute. And if I had to pick one over this weekend that we were gonna win, I would have much preferred to come out 4-0 winners against Calne. And enjoy the rapture that we got walking off the pitch today.